The New York Knicks are currently sitting on top of the basketball world, but President Leon Rose is already facing the most dangerous question in modern sports. What happens to this franchise when Jalen Brunson is no longer capable of carrying the entire city on his shoulders? Winning a world title after 53 years of suffering instantly made Brunson an untouchable icon in New York history. He captured the Finals MVP award, broke postseason scoring records, and delivered the ultimate prize to Madison Square Garden. Alongside head coach Mike Brown, the Knicks possess one of the most balanced and lethal starting lineups in the league. They have the talent and chemistry to compete for championships right now. However, great front offices cannot afford to live entirely in the present moment. In the NBA, the line between building a sustainable dynasty and falling into sudden irrelevance is razor thin. The history of small guards in professional basketball is filled with sudden physical drop-offs. Point guards who stand 6'2" carry a massive physical burden every single night. They constantly battle through screens, absorb collisions in the paint, and expend enormous energy on both ends. Brunson does not rely on raw vertical athleticism, which protects his game to a certain degree. His style is built on supreme footwork, physical bumps, deceleration, and relentless low post attacks. Yet that exact physical style takes a severe cumulative toll on the human body over long seasons. We have seen countless elite guards hit a physical wall in their early 30s after years of heavy usage. When that decline begins, it often happens fast and without much warning. If the Knicks wait until Brunson slows down to find their next superstar, they will be too late. To understand how Leon Rose will navigate this future dilemma, we must examine how he built this roster. When Rose took over basketball operations in 2020, many critics laughed at the hire. He was a legendary player agent at Creative Artists Agency, but he had zero front office experience. Skeptics believed running an NBA franchise in the media capital of the world would overwhelm him. Instead of making reckless trades for aging superstars, Rose preached patience and discipline from day one. His very first move was trading Marcus Morris Sr. to the Los Angeles Clippers for a first-round pick. The front office turned that draft pick into Emmanuel Quickley, who developed into an explosive scoring guard. Years later, Quickley became the central trade piece used to acquire elite two-way wing OG Anunoby. That single sequence of transactions proved that Rose understood the value of compounding assets over time. He refused to skip steps, resisting public pressure to overpay for secondary stars who did not fit. Then came the summer of 2022, which altered the destiny of the entire franchise. The Knicks had just missed the playoffs and looked completely stuck in middle-tier purgatory. Rose made the bold decision to target Jalen Brunson in unrestricted free agency. Critics instantly labeled the 4-year contract a massive overpay for a former backup guard. That deal turned out to be the greatest free agency signing in the modern history of the NBA. Brunson did not just provide scoring and clutch playmaking on the court. He transformed the entire workplace culture of the organization with his unyielding work ethic. He showed his teammates what total dedication looks like in practice, film sessions, and training rooms. Brunson established such deep trust with the front office that he voluntarily sacrificed over $100 million. He signed a team-friendly contract extension early to give New York financial breathing room under the salary cap. That selfless decision allowed the front office to trade for Mikal Bridges and retain essential depth. However, the roster-building landscape of today is completely different from 2022. The introduction of the new collective bargaining agreement has completely paralyzed big spending teams. The dreaded second apron introduces unprecedented roster penalties for franchises with high payrolls. Teams that cross that financial threshold lose their taxpayer mid-level exception completely. They cannot aggregate salaries in trades, send cash considerations, or use trade exceptions. Even worse, their future first-round draft picks get frozen and moved to the end of the round. Under these strict financial restrictions, simply buying a superstar in free agency is practically impossible. Superstars rarely reach open free agency anymore because teams offer massive supermax extensions early. When elite players become available via trade, the bidding wars require massive packages of young talent and draft picks. This reality brings us directly back to the core challenge facing Leon Rose and the Knicks. When Brunson eventually transitions into the later stages of his career, how do the Knicks acquire their next Tier 1 alpha? The solution may already be developing behind the scenes through the unique structure of the Rose family empire. Before Leon Rose became an executive, he spent decades building relationships at the highest levels of the sport. His very first client when he started as an agent in the 1990s was Rick Brunson. That professional connection evolved into a lifelong family bond built on deep trust. Leon knew Jalen Brunson from the day he was born and understood his psychological makeup completely. That intimate knowledge allowed New York to pursue Brunson with absolute conviction when others hesitated. Today, that exact same agent-player relationship dynamic continues through Leon's son, Sam Rose. Sam Rose is a prominent NBA player agent who currently represents superstar talent across the league. His client roster includes Jalen Brunson, OG Anunoby, and several rising young players throughout the league. He also represents players like Obi Toppin, Jacob Toppin, and young talents like Dylan Mitchell. This family connection does not mean players receive unfair advantages or secret deals. What it means is that player representatives have total transparency regarding how the Knicks operate. For decades, superstar free agents actively avoided playing in New York due to organizational dysfunction. The Knicks were viewed as a chaotic franchise with unstable coaching, impatient owners, and toxic media pressure. Leon Rose has completely eradicated that negative perception and rebuilt the organization into a world-class destination. Today, the Knicks boast an award-winning medical staff, state-of-the-art training facilities, and an elite front office. Playing at Madison Square Garden offers unmatched global marketing exposure and massive off-court earning power. When an agent sits down with a superstar client today, they can honestly present New York as a premier basketball paradise. Imagine a scenario 4 or 5 years down the road. As the Eastern Conference continues to shift, Jalen Brunson will be in his mid-30s, shifting his role to become a veteran floor general. Karl Anthony Towns and Mikal Bridges will be seasoned veterans anchoring the roster. The Knicks will possess tradable draft assets, financial flexibility, and an established winning environment. A young superstar entering the prime of their career will look at New York as the ultimate platform. Instead of joining a rebuilding team with no foundation, that superstar could step directly into a ready-made contender. This is how legendary sports dynasties maintain their dominance across multiple eras. Look at how the San Antonio Spurs transitioned smoothly from the David Robinson era into the Tim Duncan era. Look at how the Los Angeles Lakers passed the torch from Magic Johnson to Kobe Bryant, and eventually to modern stars. Those historic franchises never allowed themselves to get caught off guard by the aging process of their stars. They anticipated the transition years in advance and prepared their infrastructure accordingly. Leon Rose has proven that he plays chess while other front offices are playing checkers. He secured the title that New York fans dreamed about for over 5 decades. Now his ultimate legacy will be determined by how he manages the next chapter of this basketball empire. Brunson will continue to lead this team with fire and passion as the reigning champion and undisputed leader. Yet the groundwork being laid today ensures that Madison Square Garden will remain the center of the basketball universe. Leave your thoughts in the comments below on which young NBA star would be the perfect successor to lead the Knicks next.